You didn't ask for this battle, but here it is. Quiet, private, shameful. Lust isn't loud in the beginning. It whispers, it waits, and before you know it, you're in a cycle that feels impossible to break. You fall, you repent, you promise yourself it won't happen again, but it does, and every time, it leaves you emptier than before. At first it was curiosity, then comfort. Now it's a craving, not just for a body, but for something deeper you can't even name. It makes you feel powerful in the moment, but powerless right after. You hate it. You hate yourself for it. But somehow it keeps pulling you back, like you're chained to it. And the worst part, no one knows. Or maybe they do, but no one talks about it. Especially in church, especially in faith circles. You show up with your best face, while your soul bleeds behind the scenes. You feel fake, alone, unworthy, and if you're honest, sometimes you wonder if God's even still listening. You've tried to fight it. You've deleted apps, set boundaries, made vows in prayer at 2 a.m. You've cried after falling again. You've begged God to take the desire away for a few days, maybe even weeks. It feels like you're doing better, but then something triggers you. A moment of stress, loneliness, boredom, or just habit, and you're right back where you swore you'd never be. And each time you fall, shame doesn't just visit, it moves in. It convinces you that you're broken, that you're not really saved, that if people knew the truth, they'd walk away. Worse, that God already has. You carry that shame like a second skin. You try to pray, but the guilt chokes the words. You try to worship, but you feel fake. You try to believe, but you're tired. And deep down, there's a question you're afraid to say out loud. What if I never get free? Freedom from lust doesn't begin with willpower. It begins with truth. The truth that you are more than your struggle. The truth that God isn't surprised by your weakness. He saw this battle before you ever stepped into it, and He still called you His. He still chose you, not because you're strong, but because He is. You keep thinking freedom means never feeling the pull again, but real freedom is knowing who you are, even when you feel the pull, and choosing to stay rooted in that truth. Lust doesn't define you. Your identity is not wrapped up in your last fall. You are not your addiction. You are not your secret. You are still His. God's not waiting for you to clean yourself up. He's stepping into your mess, sitting in your shame and saying, I'm not leaving. He's not disappointed. He's not done. He's the only one strong enough to handle your struggle and still love you through it. You can't fix this with filters, distance, or distraction alone. You need healing, not hiding. You need the kind of transformation that doesn't just change behavior. It renews your mind. Lust is loud, but truth is louder. And the truth is this: you are not fighting for victory. You're fighting from it. Jesus didn't die for the perfect. He died for the struggling, the fallen, the ashamed. For you. He knew what this fight would cost you. The mental weight, the spiritual war, the isolation. And He stepped in anyway, because He saw who you are beyond your addiction. He saw the purity He placed in you long before lust tried to rewrite your story. This isn't about sin management. This is about identity. You don't need to become someone else. You need to return to who you were before the shame. That's what Jesus restores. Not just your actions, but your heart. Not just your record, but your name. Healing starts when you stop hiding, when you finally let the light touch the places you've kept in the dark. It starts when you admit, I can't do this alone. And you're not supposed to. Freedom was never meant to be found in isolation. It's born in surrender, in confession, in letting grace do what grit never could. God isn't disgusted by your struggle. He's drawn to it. He runs toward the mess everyone else runs from. His love doesn't flinch at your worst. And His grace isn't a one-time rescue. It's a daily redemption. You don't have to fake strength anymore. You can bring the real you to the cross, the tired, addicted, ashamed version, and watch how Jesus embraces you anyway. You don't need more self-discipline. You need more Jesus, not more shame, more surrender, not more hiding, more healing. And it starts the moment you stop pretending you've got this and just say, God, I need you. You are not what you did last night. You are not the temptation you feel today. You are not the lie whispering to you that you'll never change. You are a child of God, loved, seen, pursued, and there is nothing you've done that's strong enough to cancel what Jesus already finished. Your story isn't over. Even in the middle of your relapse, God is writing redemption. Even when you fall, He's still calling you forward. You are not too dirty. You are not too far gone. And your struggle with lust, as real as it is, does not get the final word. He does. This might be your breaking point, but what if it's also the beginning of your freedom? Maybe someone else is in this cycle too. Don't let them fight it alone. What's one truth you've needed to hear in the middle of your struggle?